So, dear American citizens, here's the problem with America. And the problem is us, the citizens. And the reason that we are the problem is because we have no backbone. We don't stand for anything, for the most part, but we fall for whatever. So, America is declining. And it's declining more rapidly than they're letting you know. The reason they're trying to defund people, not only just because of tech. The reason why they're trying to get rid of food stamps. Before, when there was a crisis, America would bail us out by just printing more money. But they were able to do that when the dollar had a more stronghold on the world. Because the world is getting away from the dollar, and there are countries who are going into their own currency, the dollar doesn't have that power. So America can't just print money like they used to. Bonds are being sold that we've given to these other countries and these IOUs, and America has no intention on paying them. So instead of telling us that in all actuality, the money is gone, and 1% is trying to hold on to their money, so therefore they're just making themselves more and more rich to be able to sustain what's to come, and they're going to take it out on us. Socialism is only the enemy to the wealthy. Because without socialism, or with socialism, you can't have capitalism. Who benefits more from capitalism? The rich people. You can have socialism and still have people richer than other people. So then you should ask yourself, why is capitalism so against socialism? You know how they tell you when you talk about insurance? They are literally bidding wars for insurance companies. Who can charge you more? And they sit up and tell you, oh, having free health care for everybody is bad. In what way? You pay all this money for your premiums. I know people that pay $40,000 a year for insurance. I work a full-time job. I got a disability through a spinal cord injury. Guess how much money I pay for insurance? Anytime I go to the doctor, co-pays, $1 or $3. Got a bill this month for the year for my insurance was $6. I don't get turned away from nothing. I pay $85 a month as a premium. Just one person. Even if you are a family of 6 and you pay $85 for each person a month as a premium, you're making out more. These insurance companies, it's a Ponzi scheme. You all are being like tricked into believing that government insurance is bad. In what way? You know how many people I know that has insurance through these private insurance that have issues all the time with these insurance companies, where if they're raising the rates or they don't want to pay out. Like, what are y'all doing? You should want free Medicare. Well, not Medicare, but free health insurance for everybody. They make you seem like, oh, if you get government assistance, you're poor. Is that what you worried about? Because if everybody in the country had free health insurance, who's getting made fun? These people are pulling on the strings of materialistic nonsense. This country needs China has health care for everybody. The country that we are sending money to for wars that we are not even involved, should be involved in, billions of dollars, have free education and health care for their citizens. But we're paying for these insurance companies like it's all a fraud. Donald Trump said that, he's not worried about food and everything is down, and because of Biden, he just keeps saying the same thing over and over. Celebrate Thanksgiving. Why would, as a country, what are we being thankful for? Thanksgiving should be canceled. No one should be celebrating. If you want to get with your family, sit down and have food or whatever, knock yourself out. But you shouldn't be. We should not be celebrating Thanksgiving or Christmas when the government is closed, shut down. And I keep telling people this is going to go all the way into next year because there's more to it. They don't want to open up the government because the Democratic electee for, is it Arizona? Whoever she is, when she comes in, when they quote unquote induct her, because she's already won the race, she's going to have the vote for them to release the Epstein files. That's one reason why they won't open up the government. Secondly, they want people to start to riot in the streets so they can bring in the military. They're trying to provoke us. Doc Rivers of the Milwaukee Bucks were on TV and he took the words right out of my mouth before I even got and made a video. We have to force their hand. So what I am saying, I don't know about billionaires, what good billionaires there are in this country. I don't know. But for every millionaire, multi-millionaire, athlete, entertainer with a bunch of money, at this point, you all need to start funding and helping taking care of the community. And don't do it quietly. Do it loudly. Announce it at basketball games. Everybody here in the arena is going to get this much money for groceries. And citizens, use the money, that whatever this money is, use it for food. Don't go out and get to buying all type of whatever and then talk about you ain't got no food, because then it's on you. We citizens, as a collective, must take back power from the 1%, not the government, because the 1% is running the government. All the soft shoeing and you don't want to be involved. We don't have to get out in the street and riot. We can just do this economically. We have to purge our own country. And 28, 29, I'm running for president. And as your new president, here's what I will promise you. Even if I have to die behind it, get rid of money out of politics. Instead of you voting red or blue, we will make everything transparent. So you don't have to really, will the candidates take small donations? Yeah. But we don't need to be traveling all over the country to get votes and to lobby and all this other stuff. You don't pick Democrat or Republicans, then they give you the bill. Before you'd even vote, here's what we're proposing, here's what they're proposing. And you make it binding. So when you vote for whoever comes in office, this is what they have to do. It can't change, it won't deter. This is what we want. And I believe that most Americans, and we don't need two parties, want the same thing. They want to be able to feed their families. They want to be able to enjoy life. They want to be able to buy food. They want to be able to go on trips. They want to be able to create. They want freedom of speech. You don't need a Democratic Party and a Republican Party banging heads against each other, and then one half America gets what they want, the other half doesn't. And it's all saying what's bad about it. In those bills, all it is a bunch of underlying stuff that we're not privy to. That when you sign these bills, they can get their shit off. That's all it is. Healthcare would be a real thing. Free healthcare would be a real thing for everybody. Period. There's no such thing as a Democratic Party or Republican Party. We as a collective, as citizens, would pinpoint and put into office people that would abide by agreements that we have come up with. It's not that hard. We don't want to be involved in wars that don't involve us. If we want to have free trade with other countries, we can do this the polite way. There's no need to be bombing other countries and killing innocent kids and funding wars or whatever, instead of having to sit down conversations with people in each country, because it's trade with everybody, and have free and open a real democracy. It's not that hard. Education should be free, due to the fact that if you go to college, pay all this money for the degree, and then don't even end up getting a job in the field that you got the degree in, but you still have to pay this money back with interest. Make it make sense. The prison industry has to be reformed and regulated. Everything should be made affordable. Yes, we should bring businesses back to America, but you can't do that overnight. It's going to be a slow haul, and there should be a cap on how much money you can make in this country compared to everybody, the rest of the citizens. Yeah, you can be rich. You can have wealth because you open companies and run these companies. You can do all of that. It's just a cap. Because why do you need that much money? And again, capitalism that's against socialism. You know why? Another reason why they want capitalism? Because all the underhanded evil, dirty shit that these people do, you can't do it with socialism. This is one of the reasons why everything when it comes to money, why America is behaving the way it's behaving towards the citizens. They're not going to tell us it's over. They keep pointing us against us. Oh, you got a Muslim as mayor. And this and that. Apparently, that's what the citizens want, because they're sick of the Democratic and Republican Party. Enough is enough. Period. And again, how do you elect somebody, whether you're a Democrat or Republican, whether it's in Congress or the president, and then they come out and tell you what they're going to do in these bills, or they lie to you? Donald Trump, Biden, they all lied to you about what they're going to do. Well, you can't do anything if the other party is banging against you. And every time there's a Republican in office, the Democrats hold a majority until right now. And they still don't know how to agree. That's why if you get rid of both of the parties, you won't have any excuses. Well, the Democrats are holding up. Well, the Republicans are holding up. Get rid of the both of the parties. We don't need two parties. We don't need a king either. But again, like in Rome, when they developed the republic is supposed to be for the people. What we have now is people in Congress who have been paid off and bought, and they are not for the people. That's what's going on. Enough is enough. And again, all these talking points, Jesus and God, America does not, well, the people that run this country do not believe in a higher power. I promise you they don't. Or they wouldn't behave the way they behave. The government, this shutdown is done purposely. And it's all up to, you see how they handle those no king parades or whatever. They, but there's violent, isn't it? What people do, dress up in pajamas and they danced around and made these people look stupid. It's time to purge our government. And we ain't got to go out there and bust windows and riot or whatever. You purge the government. You see how all these other countries are pulling away from America and forming their own unities and using their countries, whether it's Africa, and everywhere that this happening, America is trying to start a war. We need to do the same thing here inside our country. Because that's the only thing they understand. We don't need a civil war where people end up dying and the country goes on a bigger spiral even farther. We don't need any of that. We don't. The president is for the people, not for people who's lobbying and trying to and filling their pockets full of money. No, that's who interests they're serving. There needs to be agreement signed between the citizens and the people that we elect. The people that we elect should come up with what we need as citizens and what we want. It should be an open book on what, and I guarantee you, if you put all this stuff out there in the atmosphere, about 90 to 100% of the people are going to agree on the same thing or what we want. And whoever's in office, that's what they should be working on. If we don't want to go to war, you give them all the logistics and issues that, where if we do this in war, this is what it would do for America. And if the citizens decide, yes, you know what, this is, yeah, we're with this, that's what we should be doing, then we would do that. But you all don't get to choose for the majority by the minority. There's a real life genocide that's going on, and we're walking through it like it's nothing. People living on the street. Oh, where it's best for people not to be on government assistance so we can give them real jobs. And the question is, real jobs. So if there's 40 million people who are going to be out of government assistance, where are these 40 million jobs that you got for them? You don't. These people are just talking out their ass.